What are all the legal moves in chess? Imagine a game where every move counts and each piece has its own way of moving. Understanding these movements is the key to playing chess well. Let's explore what makes a move legal and how each piece moves across the board. First, the pawn moves forward one square but can move 2 squares on its very first move. It captures diagonally 1 square ahead. Pawns cannot go backward. The rook moves any number of squares vertically or horizontally, but it cannot jump over other pieces. The knight moves in an L shape, 2 squares in one direction, then 1 square perpendicular. Knights can jump over other pieces, making them unique. The bishop moves diagonally any number of squares, but it cannot jump over pieces. The queen combines the rook and bishop's powers, moving any number of squares vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, without jumping over others. The king moves just 1 square in any direction, but it must avoid moving into check. When it comes to capturing, pieces do so by moving onto a square occupied by an opponent's piece, removing it from the board. Pawns capture diagonally, while other pieces follow their normal movement rules to capture. Special moves add more fun to the game. Castling involves moving the king 2 squares toward a rook, then moving that rook to the square next to the king. Conditions for castling include that neither piece has moved before, no pieces are between them, and the king is not in check or passing through check. En passant is a special pawn capture that happens immediately after an opponent's pawn moves 2 squares forward from its starting position and lands beside your pawn. You can capture it as if it moved only 1 square, but only on the very next move. When a pawn reaches the opposite end of the board, it must be promoted to a queen, rook, bishop, or knight of the same color. Once promoted, the new piece replaces the pawn on that square. Remember, if you touch a piece, you must move it, according to the touch move rule. Moves that leave your king in check are illegal and must be corrected. Castling counts as a single move but involves moving 2 pieces at once. En passant is only legal immediately after the opponent's pawn move. Knowing these rules helps you play properly and develop your strategies. Mastering these legal moves makes the game more enjoyable and fair for everyone.